If you didn't already know, the highlight of the Goodwood Festival of Speed is to watch professional drivers drive as quickly as they can from the bottom of the hill to the top of the hill. Behind the wheel, the right-hand wheel, mind you, of a Subaru WRX STI, I did this myself and managed to not kill myself or anybody else. Success. Full disclosure: I attended the 2017 Goodwood Festival of Speed as a guest of Subaru, who paid for my flight, put me up in a very nice hotel and fed me continuously. And also helicoptered me to and from the festival. The hill itself isn't hard to drive. It's 1.16 miles long with 9 turns, but no murderous hairpins or decreasing radius sections. There's one very fast S-bend along the wall, but all in all, it's pretty much a power circuit. Most of the cars exhibited at Goodwood do a run up the hill at least once. Sometimes it's for fun and for others it's timed. So far, the record for the fastest hill climb is 41.6 seconds, which was set by Nick Heidfeld in 1999, who was driving a McLaren Formula One car. As Subaru's guest, I was also invited to drive a WRX STI up the hill at a brisk, but not racing, speed during the Moving Motor Show, a Thursday event that allowed for potential buyers and filthy casuals like us to test road cars, according to the event email. Brisk, but not racing. I've already made up my mind that since I would be in the UK, I was going to do it in a right-hand drive car, damn it. And as luck would have it, they only had one and I was quick to claim it. You snooze you lose, suckers. The car itself was an innocent enough deep blue. Its inside had the sweet scent of new car, but I wasn't fooled. Its odometer, reading 21,000 hard and rough autojournalist miles, betrayed how old it really was. This was a tired car. This car had seen some abuse. Well, it was about to see some more. I soon remembered, after I had strapped in and was waiting in line to proceed, that I had actually never driven a right-hand car before. This would be my first time. On a track I had never driven. At speed. In the rain. After about 3 hours of sleep. With hundreds of spectators watching. It's not too late to back out, the part of me that has kept me uninjured, and, frankly, quite boring, thus far whispered. But that part was wrong, it was indeed too late. The Ferrari 488 GTB and before me proceeded to show off by screaming through the start line with his launch control as soon as he was given the go. It felt very unnecessarily aggressive and also wildly in character. And then it was my turn. The marshal locked eyes with me and gave a wave. My heart took up a new residence at the top of my esophagus. Did he sense imminent doom? Can't think about that now. I rolled off the clutch and onto the gas. The car started to move. Yes. More gas, more gas, more gas. Time to shift. Shifter straight down into second with left hand, clutch out, gas on. Perfect. Picked up more speed now. Clutch in, left hand pulled the shifter up and to the right for third. Clutch out again and back on the gas. No power. What? Fifth. Fuck. But then the first right-hander was coming up and I braked, tossing the car back into second, gassed at mid-corner and slingshotted out to burble down a straight, spirits soaring, inner monologue crowing, you're doing it, you're doing it. Until, up ahead, I spotted what appeared to be a tipped-over hay bale lying across the right portion of the track. What the I slowed way down, unsure if that meant I had to exit or just go around. Confusion on a track is both a horrible and humiliating thing. Impassively, the marshals lining the sides of the track watched, their faces yielding no hint or sympathy to my distress. A light bulb suddenly went off in my head. Oh, it's a chicane thing. To slow us noobs down. edged the car past it, still unused to sitting on the wrong side, and carried on. The Subaru, I discovered to my chagrin, had been beaten on so furiously that it felt like the clutch had 2 engagement points. That, or the one just kept moving around. I was right about the abuse. I hate being right. A marshal flagged for me to stop after I completed our lap. "Right," he said, leaning in the window, "just to let you know, we've had reports of the brakes smelling very hot. Just so you know." "Brakes? Oh, buddy, those weren't hot brakes that you smelled, that was the acrid aroma of burned clutch. Couldn't be helped." And then it was over. So quickly was it over. Too quickly. In retrospect, my lines were probably awful, and I think it took me close to 2 minutes to complete the hill climb. The elite drivers in race cars usually do it in the 40-second range. However, I also wasn't stupid enough to try and prove how quickly I could do it and risk injuring someone. Or publicly wrecking. One of those is far worse than the other. Oddly, though, the weirdest part about the whole thing wasn't the hill climb, it was how quickly my body acclimated to a RHD car once I stopped thinking about it. Figuring out where the car ended while I was seated on the right took a little more practices after that. But still, us Americans drive on the correct side. Sorry.
1 p.m. Friday update. The Sparks Police Department is actively working the case, but the whereabouts of the suspect and child remain unknown, according to a news release. The suspect and child remain unidentified Friday afternoon. Police say the vehicle is still outstanding. The Nevada Highway Patrol did not have any updates or leads as of 1 p.m. Friday. Phone calls to the Sparks Police Department went unreturned Friday afternoon. However, the news release said the department will release more information as it becomes available. Original story. Sparks Police issued an Amber Alert on Thursday after a carjacking at the Nugget Casino Resort. At 2:17 p.m., police received a report that a 75-year-old woman parked her at the Nugget when she was approached by a man. According to a police report, he produced a handgun and demanded money and her car keys. The car is a maroon Nissan Altima with Nevada plate 92F424. She complied and noticed a child standing near the suspect. According to the police report, the suspect told the child to get into the car with him. He was last seen driving the Nissan north on Pyramid Highway. The suspect is a black man, 28 to 35 years old, 6 feet tall with a thin build and a thin mustache. He was wearing a dark blue shirt with the Dallas Cowboys emblem on the front, and blue jeans. The child is described as a black girl, about 8 years old, wearing a dark yellow dress and her hair in pigtails. The victim said the child appeared scared. The victim also told police she thought the child might have a relationship to the suspect, based on the interaction between them. Anyone with information as to the identity of the child, the suspect or their location is asked to immediately contact Sparks Police at 775-353-2231.
Lacking the vast resources of well-funded giants like Ford, GM and Nissan, according to a recent report, the automaker has said it will continue to develop automated functions on its own, tapping outside technology as needed. The company also has plans to develop an all-electric model this year but will use technology developed by Toyota for a plug-in hybrid model whose planned release is 2018. Tetsuo Onuki, Chief General Manager at Subaru's Technical Research Center, said, "We're not aiming to develop driverless cars. What we're trying to do is make driving safer for people." That leaves us, for the moment, with Subaru's fleet of ICE, internal combustion engine, vehicles. 2 recent testers were the 2017 Impreza Sport and the Lille Firecracker, the BRZ. Let's take a look. Subaru's Impreza has been completely redesigned for 2017. That's reason enough to check out this tried and true badge, so popular with the Birkenstock crowd who sing its practical praises,vel over its snow prowess and, gently, now, off-road ability along with its deceptively large interior space. So what if it's got almost no power, with its dinky 152 horsepower engine? Unless you're talking about the turbocharged WRX, Subaru nuts aren't looking for speed. Good, because when you step on the accelerator of the Impreza Sport, you can almost hear the engine laugh. Other than that, we love this car. The 2017 Subaru Impreza comes as a 4-door sedan or a hatchback. Ours was the sedan. It comes in 2.0i base, premium, sport and limited trim levels. The good news for 2017 is that they've moved the wheels farther apart, making an already roomy vehicle even more spacious for your groceries, lumber, drum set or hounds. The tech features are more mod, if not state-of-the-art quite yet. Go for the premium trim if you can swing it, as it's got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as does the base model, but it also adds Subaru's Starlink services and standard roof rails. The premium also comes with safety features such as blind spot monitoring and rear cross-traffic alert. New options too included a better-than-okay Harman Kardon sound system, adaptive cruise control and reverse automatic braking. We happen to have the most exciting Impreza to test, the Sport, which brought 18-inch alloy wheels, LED running lights, a unique suspension tuning, keyless entry and ignition, an 8-inch touchscreen display, a leather-wrapped steering wheel, a Harman Kardon audio system and active torque vectoring for improved traction. The Sport also comes with a 5-speed manual transmission, should you want that old-school feel. The Impreza Sport looks more expensive than it is. We like that. Our tester also came in red. We like that too. Mileage is outstanding for an ICE vehicle, 27 mpg in city driving, up to 36 on the highway, depending on your driving habits. The bottom line is it does more things right than not, it's popular, and worth the $21,995 or so they're asking for it. This was our first BRZ, despite the model already being 5 years old, and we found it a fun, zippy, noisy, inside and out, little can-do sportster, perfect for someone desiring a sports car without the hefty price tag or much power beyond the basics, though the optional performance package helps. It's been described as well-balanced, a fair term, and its horsepower's been increased this year by 5, bringing us to a total of 205 via a 2.0-liter, Flight 4 engine. The trick to keeping your speed up is high revs via its 6-speed manual gearbox, but getting the car to get a move on is like getting a 3-year-old to put on his shoes. In theory, it can be done, but it might take a while. One interesting and useful nod to Sport, though, is the new track setting, allowing you to control drifts should you desire, but with stabilizing software in place to prevent any unintended spinning. A performance package comes with the aforementioned manual transmission, Brembo brake calipers and larger rotors, Sachs shock absorbers and 17-inch, black aluminum alloy wheels. A limited trim option includes Sachs dampers, Brembo 4-piston front calipers with 2-pot fixed clampers in the rear, larger 12.8-inch front and 12.4-inch rear brake rotors and 0.5-inch wider wheels to accommodate the bigger braking system. It's rear-wheel drive, with no AWD option. Inside, there's alleged room for 4, but as usual with some small Sportsters, the back seat's better suited to your dog, or stuff. The new steering wheel's pleasingly mod, and the front seats are well bolstered, lending a feeling of confidence. The market for zippy, rear-wheel driven, relatively inexpensive Sportsters, the BRZ starts at around $26,000, isn't all that extensive these days, making the BRZ a good choice. especially when up against Toyota's 86.